Hello everyone, welcome to another lecture by Metfleet. I am Dr. Sarkar. So, friends, you must be hearing a lot about epidemic, endemic, pandemic during these times of coronavirus. So, I thought I'll be talking about these terms and explaining them to you. But let's start with endemic first. So, now let's start with the etymology of the word endemic. The word endemic finds its roots in Greek words en, meaning in or within, and demos, meaning people. The definition of endemic is a very important PG topic, as well as it comes as MCQs in MBBS exams. So, what is it? Endemic is defined as the constant presence of a disease within a given geographic area. That is, it will always be present in the community. It will never go away. It will be present, but not in very high numbers. So, it may be also defined as the usual occurrence or expected frequency of a disease in a given population. Now, let us go through a few examples of endemic. So, first, let us take a very common disease, chickenpox. Now, chickenpox is endemic in almost all the countries of the world. It is endemic. Why? Because a steady state of the infection is constantly maintained at a baseline level in almost all the regions of the world. Next disease is another common disease in India and various parts of Asia, but it's not very common in the developed world. So that disease is malaria. Now, malaria is endemic and it's prevalent in Africa, Asia, Latin America, Middle East, and every year there are cases of malaria reported in these regions, but it is not endemic in USA. Say. Then let us take another example of guinea worm disease. Now, guinea worm disease is also called as dracunculiasis. Now, this disease was once upon a time endemic in India, but now it has been successfully eliminated and no case of dracunculiasis occurs here now. Now, let us understand the endemic with the help of R naught. R naught means basic reproduction number. Now, before I start, kindly write in the comment section what do you mean by susceptible individuals or susceptible population. I am asking this because I had already taken the same in a previous lecture of mine. Okay, now coming back to the point. For an infectious or communicable disease to be endemic, it has to fulfill a criteria. And what is that criteria? That each person who is diseased or infected by the disease has to pass it on to another person, so that the disease is maintained in the community or the endemicity is maintained. Now, what does it mean in terms of basic reproduction number or R naught? It means that suppose a completely susceptible population is taken, then the R naught of that population has to be equal to 1. But in most of the scenarios, almost all the communities will be a mixture of immune individuals as well as susceptible individuals, because most of the people will be, maybe they will be having the disease at some point of their life, and that's why they developed immunity, or they might have been vaccinated, so they'll get some immunity. So a community is a mixture, generally a mixture of immune individuals and susceptible individuals. And in this scenario, how the endemicity will be maintained? If the R naught, that is the basic reproduction number, multiplied by proportion of susceptible individuals denoted by S is equal to 1. If R naught multiplied by S is equal to 1 in a mixed population, then the endemicity of the disease will be maintained. There are two types of endemic diseases. One is hyperendemic, another one is holoendemic. Hyperendemic diseases refers to high level of disease prevalence or incidence in a community. In this type, all the age groups are affected equally. However, this is not the case with holoendemic disease, where all the age groups are not affected equally. Here, the younger age groups are more likely to be affected, or they more likely show symptoms, unlike the adult age group. Why? Because the adult age groups, by the time they grow up, they must have developed some adaptive immunity against the disease or against the damages done by the disease, or maybe they show less of symptoms or they are not symptomatic at all. Now this is very often shown by malaria. But what is then holoendemic disease? A holoendemic disease is a disease which is very highly prevalent in a community. Essentially, all the individuals in that population will be infected. And as I already told you, even though all the people are infected, yet the symptoms will only appear in the children. Now, along with this, we have to know another term, that is hypoendemic. Though this is not essentially considered as a type of endemic, but yet we have to know it. So what is it? It denotes a population or an area in which a disease incidence is so low that the people residing in the area won't have any immunity to it, or will have very less immunity to that disease. So if that disease is introduced in that population, what will happen? It will infect the whole community in a very severe form. Carry home messages from this lecture. I would like you to remember that in endemic, disease transmission is there, but number of diseases is almost constant. That is, it does not rise and is almost predictable. Whatever we expect, it will be there. But when it becomes higher than expected, then it becomes epidemic, and we will be learning about epidemic in our upcoming lecture. Can a disease which is an endemic become an epidemic? Yes, it can become an epidemic whenever there are favorable conditions. Then an endemic may become an epidemic, and one of the good examples for this is hepatitis A. Hepatitis A is otherwise an endemic disease in countries like India. However, if favorable conditions are there for the disease, then it may very easily become an epidemic. So with this, we come to the end of the lecture, and these are my references. I hope this lecture was clear to you. If it wasn't clear, or if you want to know more about any topic discussed today, please write in the comment section so that I can answer it to you. Thank you. Have a good day.